Life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges, and for my family, the most heart-wrenching came when my brother, Daniel, was diagnosed with a degenerative muscular disorder. His condition robbed him of the ability to walk, confining him to a wheelchair. Yet, despite the physical limitations, Daniel's spirit remained unbroken. He was determined to live life fully, and our family was equally determined to ensure he had every tool he needed to thrive. Our home, however, was not initially equipped for someone with Daniel's needs. The most immediate challenge was the series of steps leading to our front door. These steps, which once seemed insignificant, became an insurmountable barrier for Daniel. It was clear we needed to make modifications to our home, starting with a wheelchair ramp. After consulting with an accessibility expert, we designed a ramp that would not only serve Daniel's needs, but also blend seamlessly with the aesthetics of our home. The ramp was constructed with sturdy materials, complete with safety rails, and painted to match the house. It was a practical and attractive solution that allowed Daniel to regain a sense of independence. However, our sense of accomplishment was short-lived. Shortly after the ramp was completed, we received a letter from the Homeowners Association, HOA. The letter stated that the ramp violated the community's architectural guidelines and demanded its removal. Shocked and confused, I immediately contacted the HOA to explain the situation. Surely, I thought, they would understand the necessity of the ramp and grant an exception to their rules. Unfortunately, the HOA was unmoved. Their stance was that the ramp disrupted the uniform appearance of the neighborhood and was therefore unacceptable. They suggested alternative solutions, such as installing a lift at the back of the house. But these options were either prohibitively expensive or impractical. The ramp, which had already been installed, was the most viable solution for Daniel's needs. As the days passed, the situation escalated. The HOA began issuing fines, each one more exorbitant than the last, and even threatened legal action if we did not comply with their demands. The stress was overwhelming, but my family refused to back down. Removing the ramp would mean stripping Daniel of his independence and dignity, something we could not accept. To make matters worse, the HOA's tone in their communications became increasingly hostile. Letters arrived almost weekly, each one dripping with legalese and threats. It felt as if they were trying to intimidate us into submission, but we held firm. Every time Daniel struggled to navigate life's simplest tasks, we were reminded of why this fight was so important. In search of support, I reached out to disability advocacy groups and legal experts. It was through their guidance that I learned about the Fair Housing Act, a federal law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities. Armed with this knowledge, I informed the HOA that their actions were not only morally reprehensible, but also illegal. The HOA dismissed my claims, insisting that their rules were above reproach. Their arrogance was infuriating, but it only strengthened my resolve. I filed a formal complaint with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and initiated a lawsuit against the HOA for discrimination and emotional distress. The decision to pursue legal action wasn't taken lightly. We knew it would be a long and grueling process, but we had no other choice. The legal battle was grueling and expensive, but it was a fight worth waging. Over the course of several months, our case gained attention, drawing support from local media and community members. Daniel's story resonated with people, many of whom had faced similar struggles with overzealous HOAs. We spent countless nights poring over documents, preparing for court, and strategizing with our lawyer. Each new hurdle brought fresh waves of anxiety, but it also brought moments of hope. Letters of encouragement poured in from strangers who had seen Daniel's story on the news. Local businesses offered to help cover some of our legal costs, and a few even donated directly to our family to ease the financial burden. In court, our attorney presented compelling evidence that the ramp was a necessary accommodation under the Fair Housing Act. Testimonies from medical professionals and accessibility experts further strengthened our case. The HOA's representatives, on the other hand, failed to justify their rigid adherence to aesthetic standards in the face of Daniel's needs. Their arguments seemed callous and out of touch, and the judge's reactions made it clear they were losing ground. The turning point came when the judge, visibly moved by Daniel's testimony, questioned the HOA's priorities. "This ramp is not an eyesore, it's a lifeline," the judge declared. Those words resonated deeply, not only with our family, but also with everyone present in the courtroom. The ruling was swift and unequivocal. The HOA was ordered to cease their discriminatory practices, rescind all fines, and pay $80,000 in damages. The victory was more than just a legal triumph. It was a validation of Daniel's humanity and our family's fight for justice. The $80,000 was used to cover legal expenses and further adapt our home to meet Daniel's needs. Most importantly, the ruling set a precedent, empowering other families to stand up against similar injustices. In the aftermath, The HOA underwent a significant overhaul. New leadership was elected, and the community's guidelines were revised to be more inclusive and accommodating. What began as a painful ordeal ultimately sparked positive change, not just for our family, but for the entire neighborhood. Our family's journey didn't end with the court victory. We became advocates for accessibility and inclusion, speaking at community events and sharing our story with others. Daniel, ever the optimist, often reminded us that this experience, while difficult, had brought out the best in people. He used his newfound platform to inspire others, reminding them that even in the face of adversity, perseverance could lead to meaningful change. Daniel's ramp still stands, a symbol of resilience and a reminder that compassion should always take precedence over conformity. For our family, it's more than just a structure. It's a testament to the power of perseverance and the enduring fight for what's right. Each time Daniel rolls down that ramp, we are reminded of the journey we undertook and the strength we found in one another. In the years since the ruling, we have continued to see the ripple effects of our fight. Other families in the neighborhood began to make modifications to their homes, inspired by our story and confident that they, too, would be supported. The HOA's new leadership took steps to ensure their guidelines were clear, fair, and in compliance with federal laws. Educational workshops were held to teach community members about accessibility and the importance of inclusion. For Daniel, life became a little easier and a lot brighter. The ramp that once caused so much controversy is now adorned with flowers and seasonal decorations, transforming it into a beacon of hope and progress. Neighbors who once avoided eye contact now wave and stop by to chat, a testament to the way understanding can grow when barriers, both physical and emotional, are removed. Looking back, it's hard to believe how far we've come. What started as a desperate attempt to protect Daniel's rights evolved into a movement that brought a community closer together. While we would never have chosen this fight, we're grateful for the lessons it taught us and the change it inspired. Daniel's ramp isn't just a lifeline for him, it's a lifeline for all of us. A reminder that when we stand up for what's right, we can overcome even the tallest obstacles. The journey toward exclusivity extended beyond our neighborhood. We connected with broader advocacy networks, sharing our experience and learning from others who had faced similar battles. These connections not only provided a sense of solidarity, but also inspired new initiatives to promote accessibility on a larger scale. Daniel, with his unstoppable optimism, became a public speaker, sharing his story at schools, community events, and disability rights conferences. His message was simple yet powerful. Compassion and understanding can transform lives. He often shared the details of how the ramp, initially a source of conflict, became a symbol of hope and unity. The ramp also sparked a wave of legislative advocacy. Alongside other families and disability rights groups, we pushed for stronger enforcement of accessibility laws at the state and federal levels. These efforts resulted in the introduction of new policies aimed at holding HOAs accountable for discriminatory practices. Daniel testified before a state Senate committee, his words resonating deeply with lawmakers and advocates alike. Meanwhile, our neighborhood underwent a profound cultural shift. The community that once resisted change began to embrace it. Residents organized fundraisers to support families needing accessibility modifications. A community garden was established, designed to be wheelchair accessible, and Daniel played a key role in its development. These efforts fostered a sense of unity and pride that had been missing before. Our personal lives also transformed in unexpected ways. The lawsuit and its aftermath had initially strained our family's finances, but the support we received helped us recover. The $80,000 settlement not only covered legal costs, but also allowed us to invest in additional home modifications, ensuring Daniel's comfort and safety. We even used part of the funds to take a family trip, a rare opportunity to relax and reconnect after the tumultuous years. As we reflected on our journey, we realized that the fight for Daniel's ramp had a ripple effect far beyond our family. It sparked conversations about accessibility, empathy, and the importance of standing up for what's right. We witnessed firsthand how adversity can bring out the best in people, uniting them around a common cause. Today, Daniel's ramp remains a fixture of our home and a symbol of resilience. Visitors often comment on its beauty and practicality, and it has become a source of inspiration for many. For our family, it serves as a daily reminder of the power of perseverance, the importance of community, and the enduring impact of fighting for justice. Looking further ahead, Daniel's work has inspired the formation of local advocacy groups dedicated to supporting individuals with disabilities. These groups not only provide resources and guidance, but also foster a sense of community. Daniel's efforts have led to collaborations with city planners and architects to design public spaces that are more inclusive. His voice continues to echo, reminding society of the value of every individual and the importance of accessibility for all. As we continue this journey, we are grateful for the lessons learned and the connections made. Daniel's ramp stands as a legacy, a testament to the strength of a family's love, the power of perseverance, and the impact of fighting for what's right. It's a story that began with a challenge but ended with hope, growth, and a brighter future for everyone touched by it.